going on, everybody? Josh Cathcart here with Hitting Done Right. For today's drill video, I am going to talk about 2 or 3 of my favorite drills to do with the Miller mat. Okay, I did a product review video on the Miller mat earlier. If you haven't gone over, go check that out. Okay, it's a great product. I've had a relationship with those guys now going on about 4 years, 5 years, something like that. It has evolved and is pretty much a staple in my training when it comes to young players learning to balance and stabilize in their swing. All right, but before we get into the drills, I want to invite you to like and subscribe to the channel. Visit my website for all my online analysis, my customized practice plans, and all of my merch. I appreciate the support. With that being said, let's hop into these top drills with the Miller mat. All right, y'all. So, top couple drills that I have with the Miller mat. I'm going to show y'all little variations here. Number one thing that I love this is just overall balance, okay? The straps, you come in here, you can angle that front foot however it would be, just like after you go into your stride into launch. Some players are gonna be perfectly closed off, some players are gonna be a lot more open, and anywhere in between, okay? I get asked all the time, does it matter what the angle of the front foot is? Easy answer is no. However, you want to avoid being super shut down. That's really, really hard on the knee. And most of the time when players land like that, because it's such a stuck position, they end up spinning and falling back. And you don't want to be really open like this, like you would be if you were a pitcher, because now my front hip is open. There are some big league guys and some really high level college, both girls and guys, that can keep that front hip more closed and land that open. But for the young players, that's a tough one. So watch out for that front foot. For me, I like just slightly opened. Okay, if this were closed, just so slightly opened. First thing I like to do with this Miller mat, this is just T-swings from launch, okay? Nothing fancy. Get that foot locked in there, the back foot here. Now, with this back foot, you could make that strap a lot tighter, but I like to give the back foot enough freedom to get to the big toe as I'm driving. I don't want it to be all the way locked in. That can get a little dicey with the knees and hips. I like to have a little bit of freedom, but what you don't want to have happen is spin and fall back out of it, which is one of the reasons I love that back foot strap. So, simple setup, get into launch. I want to be centered, okay? Stabilize the swing, stay in the middle. If you're a little bit more back in your launch, that's fine too. We don't want to have a push forward and get my head going this way, and we sure as heck don't want to be pushing backwards and losing the barrel back behind us. So launch position, nice and balanced, right there, okay? That's the first one, just from launch, staying balanced, okay? Most of the time, kids have a really tough time swinging from launch. A couple of things that you want to look for is if they're right here, and then before they get ready to swing, they gear up again, they're not really in launch, okay? The body must be stretched out properly, and now it's just a quick hip and go, okay? You don't want to see that extra little load up. If they do that, their body's not truly in launch and you need to work on it. All right, the next one is just for the front side. A lot of times you have kids that'll get here, and as they get into their swing, that front side kind of starts to collapse and fall out, and so they lose their balance and they end up having to reach for contact. All right, so with this one, I like to angle it and just isolate that front foot, okay? Now with this, I want to take some slow reps first, and this is one of those things that you may or may not know, but looking on video, it's a good thing to kind of determine if the sequence and timing of the swing is right, okay? You want this front knee to basically lock out simultaneous with impact on the ball. Okay, you get a lot of players that want to come in, and as they go, that front leg starts to collapse, and so their swing just gets kind of nasty and loose coming in this way. we want to make sure that that front leg is strong as we're getting into impact. So on this, that's going to be the focus. So it would be 1, 2, and then make your swing and make sure that that front leg is nice and braced, firm for us to hit behind. Okay, so that's the front foot isolation. Now with the back foot. This is what I was talking about earlier, okay? Most young players are going to have kind of a spin motion as they go to swing, okay? They have been told, you know, turn your back foot, rotate on your back foot, squish the bug, all kinds of other things. That's simply incorrect. We got to make sure that we understand that this is a back hip move. This is not a back foot move. If I'm standing here, I can do this with my back foot, but my hips aren't doing anything, okay? But if I keep that back foot grounded and then start to drive my hips, it kind of just feels like my foot is being peeled off the ground as my back knee is working under, okay? So that would just be the feel here. Not even gonna hit a ball, okay? You can keep that front foot out there. Just feel as that hip goes, you want to feel that pressure on the strap and your big toe. Okay, notice my heel did not start to spin and go backwards. That would have brought me out of the strap. I actually want to feel that strap on that big toe as my hip drive comes and that back knee is working under. And then just get through your swings. You can get the dry swings going and really feel the pressure on that back big toe and the strap, okay? So that's a couple ways that I use the Miller mat. There's all sorts of variations. Use it however you see fit. Remember, it does adjust for different heights, different width of player, all right? But those are my top 3: stabilization, balance in the swing, front foot understanding, back foot understanding. I hope those help. Y'all be good.